believe
by this power.
His own body. Can you knock those
Scour!
apples off?
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at 10 things you need to know about the newest RPG from Atlus, Metaphor ReFantazio. Please, fan with me in the comments. This game is amazing.
Okay, let's give this all we've got.
Everyone, go!
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. New IP.
Incoming!
Trivial. I'll be getting a head start.
A common complaint that gets thrown around in the gaming space these days is how often we're saturated with remasters, remakes, and sequels. If you're one of those people who has been begging for something original, well, Metaphor ReFantazio might be that breath of fresh air you're looking for. This is the first new IP Atlus has developed in more than a decade, the last new IP being Sparkle Snapshots 3D for the Nintendo 3DS in December 2011. And while some aspects of Metaphor echo Atlus's work in the Persona games, the development team is bringing in some new ideas to help the game stand on its own, although we'll get to some of that in a little bit.
O thou who art seared with bitterness, O thou anguished traveler.
Story.
Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder.
So he is. No horns, no knife is.
Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital?
Before diving into Metaphor ReFantazio, it's important to get some idea behind the world. Whereas the Persona games take place in modern settings, Metaphor is set in the fantastical world of the United Kingdom of Uchronia. Throughout your journey, you'll come across folks of various races based on animals and mythical creatures. Your protagonist is a rare race perceived to have been corrupted by some kind of forbidden magic. You, the player, will also have a role in the story in some capacity too, though we'll let you discover that for yourself. As for your protagonist, his mission is to cure the Prince of Uchronia and assassinate a political figure bent on taking over the kingdom.
One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
Narrative themes.
Get on with it, then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it!
Hardcore Atlus fans might recognize the name Yuichiro Tanaka. Since 2000, Tanaka has served as a writer for some of Atlus's biggest games, such as Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor and its PSP iteration, as well as Persona 3, 4, and 5, as well as their expanded versions. Tanaka returns as the writer for Metaphor, and his approach to the story is somewhat different this time around. In an interview with VG 24/7, Tanaka touched upon the feelings of anxiety, how we cope with it, and how the hyper-political climate of today is viewed.
And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. Whoa. You see, no magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all?
Quote, it's anxieties in people's minds and hearts that cause conflict. Nobody is perfect. The different ways people face anxiety are very different, right? We created different tribes with different approaches to how they deal with anxiety, end quote. He later says, quote, when we're talking about elections, there is that aspect of something severe, of rivalry, ellipses. There's a festivity to an election, and we wanted to depict the realness of politics and how change is made, end quote. Knowing Tanaka's previous work, you can almost guarantee Metaphor is going to get really deep in the mud with its themes, especially after hearing Tanaka's thoughts.
I don't want that to be the world we live in. The Elder here are a perfect example. If you'd not sheltered me, I would never have survived.
Relationships.
So what say you? Will you take my hand in friendship?
Not much choice.
As expected from an Atlus RPG, Metaphor will feature some form of relationship building with the many characters your protagonist will meet. However, Atlus's approach to this aspect is going to be different than what you may be used to in Persona. Romance is not going to be an option in Metaphor, and director Katsura Hashino has an explanation for this. In June 2024, Hashino spoke with Games Radar Plus about it and said, quote, "We know people really like this system and it's really popular, but for this game specifically, it's not about teenagers. It's about a person trying to become the ruler of the land. They are more focused on the relationships between a ruler and the people who support them, ellipses. It's more focused on those relationships rather than the back and forth of romance." End quote.
Now, onward.
The proud noble, strong. Within him dwells the virtue of the warrior.
Combat. One aspect of Metaphor that might help Persona fans feel right at home is the combat. Not only are we sticking to traditional turn-based combat, we even get a stylish UI surrounding the protagonist. Although, there is a new spin on how to approach battles. When you approach an enemy, you can attack it in real time to either kill it off immediately, or land enough hits to stun it before initiating battle.
This is our chance!
Don't make them counter!
This is our chance!
I won't hold back! Wind! Last one!
Should you finish off the enemy without taking damage, you'll be granted a small bonus in XP and money. Another notable difference here is that your protagonist can be downed in battle, yet the party can continue to fight and turn things around. So, no need to worry about being overprotective of the protagonist.
Wish every fight was that easy, eh?
Witness their resolve.
Oh, fate-saddled child. Oh, anguished traveler.
In place of personas, Metaphor introduces a different form for characters called archetypes. As you meet new characters, you'll learn different archetypes for them to study. Even though not every character will come with a new archetype, you can mix and match characters with archetypes to assemble the best party possible.
Come! I will show you a world with honor!
This ability to swap, of course, includes your protagonist, meaning you can choose which weapons and skills you want and use them in the overworld and in battle to your heart's content. Just keep in mind that you cannot swap mid-battle like in the Persona games. Music. The music of Metaphor is composed by Shoji Meguro, who should be a familiar name to all of you Atlus fans out there. Meguro had been working at Atlus since 1995 until he left the company and went freelance in 2021. In his near 30-year-long career, Meguro has composed music for Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the Trauma Center series, Catherine, and, of course, just about every Persona game out there. So if you've played any of those games, you're most likely familiar with his style. Well, Meguro takes a completely different turn with Metaphor, and the operatic orchestra will certainly get you in the mood to charge into battle. It's truly fantastic. Studio Zero.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Right. What am I doing again?
If you don't keep up with studio formations, let alone Japanese studio formations, then you may not be familiar with the name Studio Zero. In all honesty, this isn't exactly a brand new team if Hashino, Tanaka, and Meguro's presence doesn't signify that already. After finishing Persona 5 in 2016, Hashino left P Studio, Atlus's internal team that works on Persona, and would be put in charge of Atlus's third internal team, a new team under the name Studio Zero. This new team would serve as a launchpad for new IP for Atlus to champion in the future. Roughly a dozen other P Studio staff would move over to Studio Zero to soon work on Metaphor ReFantazio. So while it may be a new game under a new name, it does have quite a number of veteran developers attached to it, and it does beg the question, what's the future of P Studio look like now? But that's a topic for another time.
Seeker! Scour!
The demo.
Damn. Such tremendous power.
In case you're still unsure of grabbing a copy of Metaphor, you don't necessarily have to make that decision immediately. Just as they did with Vanillaware's Unicorn Overlord in early 2024, Atlus has put out a rather extensive demo for Metaphor. If you've been watching the video, you've been seeing what is essentially the demo the entire time, at least the first half of it.
Come on! This is our chance! Let's take them away!
This is our chance!
This demo will take you through the entire prologue, which lasts roughly 5 to 6 hours long. Not only do you get a taste of everything about the game, you will also get a jumpstart on your playthrough as your save data will carry over into the full game. With this demo, Atlus has effectively made the financial barrier to entry super low for what is a meaty JRPG.
Okay, let's give this all we've got. Good one, you won't hold back! Fire!
Launch.
Stand aside!
Metaphor ReFantazio launched on October 11th, 2024. In other words, it's available now, and you can get it on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series XS, and PC. PC players, the spec requirements are relatively super low compared to most games coming from AAA publishers. Metaphor ReFantazio only asks for a minimum of 6GB RAM with 720p resolution support and Windows 10 as your operating system. Recommended specs are 8GB RAM with 1080p resolution, of course. The game released with a DLC pack at launch, the DLC pack containing costumes and music from other Atlus games like Etrian Odyssey, Shin Megami Tensei 4 and 5, and all 6 of the main Persona games.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
But tell us, have you been playing Metaphor ReFantazio? I certainly have, and I'm going to go play some more immediately after this. Let us know down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great videos every day.
I won't hold back!